lot of people have lost their faith these days, either due to the suffering that's in the world, or they've been hurt by religious organisations such as Watchtower. I would like to look at some ordinary everyday things to see if this will help. In January you might decide to go and prune the roses, and inevitably you will get pricked with a thorn and you'll start bleeding. So you think to yourself, oh no, I'm going to lose all my life fluid now. I'd better go and say goodbye to my family. Well, of course you don't, do you? The reason that you're not worried about cutting your finger is because you know that blood clots. But that is an extremely difficult process. There are 3 parts to it, apparently. First of all, the platelets change shape from round to long, and they form a temporary barrier, and then the real blood clotting can start. And that's a cascade of 14 different chemical reactions. The first one sets the second one off, sets the third one off, and so on down the line. Each of those is an enzyme. Enzymes are extremely complicated proteins. And at the end, you get a substance called fibrin, which is a mesh, and it traps the blood cells in it and forms a clot. Now, here's the problem. You want it to stop clotting because you don't want the clot going all the way up your arm. Now, I have a book here, a huge tome on biology, and they have a picture of blood clotting, which I will try to show you, but the book is so heavy, and I don't know if you can see that. But blood clotting is so complicated that they haven't included the details in this very large book. Now, here's a diagram for you of blood clotting. I need to credit Dr. Graham Beards as the author of this diagram. This is just to demonstrate how complicated blood clotting is. If one of the elements of blood clotting is missing, it doesn't work. If you're a haemophiliac, you lack just one of the elements that are necessary. Blood clotting is so complicated, so detailed, it either works as it is or it doesn't work at all. It couldn't possibly have evolved. Couldn't possibly. So let's have a look at something simpler. I put a couple of potatoes in this pot in some soil, and then in a few weeks these green leaves start coming up. Just how does that happen? Well, we know it's all about DNA and cell division and so on, but when you start wondering about it, doesn't it seem miraculous? Most life on this planet is dependent on one chemical, complicated molecule called chlorophyll, but fortunately there's a lot of it. I've talked about chlorophyll before. It's a complex molecule in green leaves. It's a little factory that produces food for us, but we can eat it, which is amazing. Not only can we eat it, but it's good for us. The chlorophyll is very similar to hemoglobin, so it can help correct anemia. Not only that, but there's vitamin K2 in green leaves, and that is essential for blood clotting. Everything in this world is interconnected. Then we have a brain to think with. We can contemplate the universe. We can contemplate love, kindness. We have music. We have flowers. We can fill our gardens with these lovely things. No particular purpose, but we just like to see them. So as it says in the book of Job, chapter 37 and verse 14, it says, "Stop and consider the wondrous works of God." So I hope I've set the ball rolling for you to have a little bit of time just to think about the wonders of creation and how much God loves us, and he will put things right for us. His wisdom is far greater than ours. His power is too. He will correct all the problems on this planet for us. So take care and God bless.